First of all, thank you very much to Venerable Sepa. I hope I got your name right. Okay. And thank you so much for everybody here. So I come here for a very short visit. Okay. So when I send the email to the office here, actually I do not know anybody here. Okay. But I feel like just in less than 24 hours, I met many new friends here. People here are so welcoming, so friendly. Okay. And I talked to some of you, I guess you are interested in knowing who I am and want to know what I'm doing. So I would like to take these 10 minutes or so to share with you about my experience and the past. Okay. So I was the graduate student from Washington State University. Okay. Pullman is about 2 hours away. So I graduated in 2012. And since then, I haven't come back. This is my first time coming back to visit my alma mater. Okay. Yeah. My friends here have been asking me to come back, but usually we don't travel for personal reason. Okay. But I feel like, this is the right time. So I come back again. Okay. And I know that there is a temple, Buddhist Abbey here. I heard this is a funny story. Okay, let me tell you. I wanted to ordain when I was in my second years of my doctoral program. Okay, but research life is so busy. So I've been doing searching online, not much traveling. Okay, and financial is limited. So it's like up to my final semester, I found the temple in Midwest. There is the Mid-America Buddhist Association. We usually call ourselves MABA. Okay, MABA is a temple. There is a Sangha there in St. Louis, Missouri, countryside of St. Louis, Missouri. It's like 2 weeks before I'm going to move out from Pullman that I found Sravasti Abbey. I was so excited. So no matter how busy I was that time, I just able to make a drive. I came here and joined the Sunday morning, there is a service here. So I came here and I talked to some people. It was very short, maybe 2 hours, and then I have to move back and busy with my life. My impression is, I should know more about this Abbey. And then later on, when I moved to Maba, I heard about Venerable Children. She was the old friends of Maba. So, the world is so small and I have to make a big round. Okay. So what brought me to United States? Actually, I grew up in a village, okay, in the East Malaysia. If you know about Malaysia geography, we have the East and the West Malaysia, okay. So East Malaysia is in the North Borneo Islands. So I grew up there. So Sabah, my home state, is famous for ecotourism. So I grew up in a very natural environment. I also saw many destructions because of like deforestation, industrial. So in my mind as a little kid, I want to protect the world. I want to save the world. I think many young kids had this kind of dream, okay? And I read many books about science, about the biographies of scientists. And so in my mind, I really think that science and technology is the only way to save the world. So this is why I am to study biology. But I ended up studying chemistry. This is a long story, okay, in Malaysia. I wasn't satisfied about that. So I want to continue with biology. And at that time, bioengineering is very popular, very famous. And I really so I applied for the forest bioengineering in Michigan. So I first came to Michigan. So Michigan is beautiful. Stones come from Michigan. In the Midwest, they have a very, very beautiful environment. I really enjoy that, but there's a lot going on. But somehow I moved to Pullman. Okay. This is where I really see the transitional state happen in my life. I was able to settle down. I was a very busy, active girl back then, okay? Always looking out. So coming to Pullman, I think it's the department that I get into, the supervisor that I study under, and also the project, the research project that I learned. Okay, all these conditions just put me to the right time and to the right space for me to contemplate about my life. Okay, I have some background. I learned a bit about Dharma before I came to United States, but it's really everything here that really put me into think deeply about it. Okay, and what really struck my mind is there was a time my research have to use a technique called laser microdissection. At that time, it is a very advanced technique, you know, and I was only one of the two that students that using the techniques, and but it's very tedious, very time consuming. Have to be very patient. I sit in the lab from 7 to 5, just cutting cells using the techniques. Okay, I have been working like this for maybe 1.5 years. At the end, I feel like I'm like a semi-robot. The screen and this gear, cutting whole days, hours by hours. Okay. This is how I start looking into, just all this bring me into like what I want to do, and because the reason we cut these cells, have to look into the cells to get their DNA, RNA, and then finally got to the proteins, okay? And this is part of the secondary metabolism in the plants, okay? We want to know more about the plant secondary metabolism, and this metabolism is a very complicated system. And somehow I just able to relate it with the dependence co-arising in Buddhism that I learned. This is how, because of science, I understand the Dharma. Okay, and at one point I was like solving my problem, and then I wanted to hit the wall. I couldn't solve the problem, but somehow it's like the light shine. I got the answer, and it opened up my mind. This is how I suddenly see that the whole universe connected. Okay, science is not different from Buddhism, but science is a subset of the Dharma. Okay, and the Dharma is about the universal truth. It just is so relief. I'm so happy, so delighted. And this is how I have made this mind. I wanted to become a monastic. Okay, it is much more comprehensive. This is a thorough path, the direct path to the goal that I had as a kid. Okay, problem is in the human's mind. Human is the leader. Okay, no matter how many advanced technology the humans has created, but if the technology is being misused, it will create destructions to the world. Okay, so we cannot blame the technologies. Technology itself is not wholesome, unwholesome. It's the human intention. Okay, and at the same time, in the research world, I saw super intellectual people depressed. Okay, miseries. Okay, poor in managing their relationship. I saw all these problems, okay, and I see that the scientific knowledge cannot solve all these problems, but I found the answers in the Dharma. So I just decided to leave Pullman. I decided to leave Pullman after graduation, but it's not because I had a wonderful group of co-workers, supervisors. They are the great supporters, help me to settle down in the West. I miss them a lot. Okay, I have good memories about them. But I need to leave the comfort zone to find the truth that I want. So I told myself that no matter how difficult it is after get out from here, the Dharma, it will be my supporters, the main support. So because of this, I get ordained in Midwest, in Maba, and then I was sent to Taiwan for training. I met wonderful teachers there, and then later on I stayed at Malaysia. We have a temple there called Triple Wisdom Hall in Penang. Okay, I spent about 1.5 years there. There is the chance I get connected with the Thai traditions, because that is the temple that they will invite the Thai monks coming, different traditions come and share. That is how I started to get in touch with the different traditions. So actually in our traditions, or my teachers, we are very open-minded. we see different traditions in Buddhism is really about cultural differences. Okay, but we see that we come from the same root. That is the most important one. Okay, so from Malaysia, I come back to Maba. Maba actually is kind of like Sravasti Abbey in the countryside, very natural, peaceful, calm. People like to enjoy the environment. So we're busy with the veggie gardens, the chores, the admin work, everything just like here. We rotate, not much. So I don't feel new here. This is easy to mix in. And so I have from my PhD and up to Maba, more than 10 years, okay, about 10 years, okay. I had this very experiential experience in the Sangha training, not because my individual training, it's just like we get mixed into the Sangha, and then polished in the Sangha community. This is how I'm being transformed. In the past, I'm very fast-paced person, and then we focus about efficiency, effectiveness. But becoming a Buddhist monastic, trained in spiritual world, is about human. Is human-oriented, okay? Sometimes it's not about how fast or how slow we get the work done. It's about the whole process, how everybody learn from that process. I think that matters the most. And the past 2 years, I was transferred to Chicago. We have a center in Chicago, right in the center of Chinatown, Chicago. It's very different. Maba, not kind of like serving many Westerners, okay, is really based on English speaking. Chinatown, Chicago, many old members are immigrants, Asian, Chinese, Vietnamese. They speak different dialects, like Thai-san, Cantonese. I don't understand Thai-san, but because we have many Cantonese speaking one, so now I can pick up Cantonese. I can speak Cantonese with you, simple way. Okay, this is how I learn a language in the reality because as a Buddhist monastic. And then I think my time is up. I just want to share a few points. Is like this: we are really in the world of interconnectedness. Okay, is differences in the outlook, the colors, the status, the gender, but inside the human have the same desire. We want happiness. We want liberation. Nobody wants afflictions. No defilements. Okay, this is the core that we share among human beings. So it is quite challenging. It is quite sad sometimes if seeing people that they struggles. They have these hatreds, they have this animosity because they only see the differences on the surface. Okay, and this is how they divide themselves. So I wish that all the Buddhists, the true Buddhists, grab this principle and apply it, but with patience. Sometimes it's not by speech, it's by actions. Sometimes it's really like people see our non-actions with compassion. That is what they really influence them. My master told me that once you get into the Sangha is an international family. So you get the international passport. You can go everywhere as long as you tell you are a Buddhist monk. For example, I come to here, I feel welcome. I don't need to wear your clothes, okay? And you recognize me as as one of your Sangha member, and I take you as one of my Dharma family. That's why I dare to come here. Yeah, the same when I go to Thailand, when I go to Myanmar. We don't speak the same languages. We saw the same Buddha statue. We have the Tipitaka. Okay, we have the Sangha. This is what brings us together. So I hope that when we appreciate the diversities, at the same time to see that under all these differences, we come from the same root. All right? And thank you so much for having me, and thank you so much for giving me the chance for the sharing. Thank you so much.